Hola Booktube, Emilio Suarez here, and this is my TBR collection. This is not my March TBR or the books that I'm gonna be reading this month. This is actually my bookshelf of all the books that I haven't read, and I just want to show you the first shelf. I have three book shelves here. This is one, and I know in the picture of the video I'm showing this one, but this is not the one that I'm gonna be doing because this shelf here are the books that I have already read. I have another one here. It looks very empty, but if I put it up there, those are my graphic novels over there. And I have a third one in my room, the other room. I don't take the camera with me over there because it's very, very painfully uncomfortable. When I start this channel, I start doing the videos over there, but it, it was very uncomfortable. I have no space to put everything, and I just want to talk a little bit about each book that I have. Uh, and I think it can be interesting. I haven't seen, probably there are, but I haven't seen um, TBR collections, so where we can all be like a little bit new to the book. Now, here's the thing. When I got the books for very specific reasons. One, because someone recommended the book to me. Second, because I think it's a very an important book that I need to read, and another because I just liked the synopsis of the book. Right now, I don't remember most of the synopsises because I just read them the first time that I bought it. This looks nice, and if the book was very very cheap, because I don't spend like $30 for a book that just looks nice, but I find it somewhere very very cheap, I'll just buy it. So I like to have my bookshelf of my TBR bookshelf without knowing what each book it is about. Of course, there are books that I know what they are about, but anytime I'm going to read another book, just start wrapping up and reading what is this one about. Is this one of the ones that I want to read now? Do I feel like reading this one now? So it's kind of messy, but let's start right away. Okay, the first book is this is the Bible in Spanish. That's why it's called La Santa Biblia or Santa Biblia. uh, I want to read it as a literature thing, and because I was following the Steve Donahue Western canon, and the first book that he mentions that all we should read, it's the Bible. That's why it's all marked here. Those are all the parts or the books that Steve suggests us to read. So I just marked it. I haven't started this yet because I don't know, things happen just after I grabbed this book, just after I bought it, and I haven't got to it yet. I don't know, but I'm going to in some moment. So this is the first book that I had there. The second book that I have is this, La Divina Commedia, or The Divine Comedy by Dante Alighieri. This book, as you can see, it's pretty beat up. It was a gift from a friend. She was going to study abroad, and she was selling her books or giving the books as gifts. So she gave me this one, and it's in Spanish, which I really liked. I tried to read classics in my natural language in Spanish. Probably I'm gonna find it in a Penguin Classic, because I'm trying to collect all the Penguin classics that I can in Spanish. But it's really, really good just to have it here. Uh, Someday I will read it, of course. The third book that I have, this is another book in Spanish, El Tiempo de las Mariposas, by Julia Alvarez, or In the Time of the Butterflies. I don't know if you have heard about this book. This book uh, doesn't belong to me. It belongs to a friend, to another friend that lived it here. I don't remember why. I don't remember if because she forgot about it or she just lent the book to me to. I think it was for a class in the university, and I forgot I had this one. And after the hurricane, for the hurricane, I had to take all the books from my shelves and put them in a safe place in case I don't know the roof was gonna fall or something. And then I have to organize all the books and books that I have found in certain places. And I found this one, and I haven't read it. I mean, she lent this to me for the university, and I never read it. I don't, I don't remember if it was for a class, but I, I, I didn't. And this is about the Mirabal sisters under the dictatorship of Trujillo in the Dominican Republic, like years ago. They they were killed, and it's a very piece of history, important piece of history for the uh, Dominican Republic. And the grandma of the friend that lent me this, she's from there, and she tell us that she lived. One of the sisters, or two of the sisters, were her neighbors. So it's kind of a very sad but interesting at the same thing piece of information about the history. So I'm gonna read it, of course. The other book is The End of Eternity by Isaac Asimov. I have this book because a friend of mine, the friend that recommended me, gave me the Divine Comedy, recommended me this book. She loved it very much. I started this book in audiobook, and I really, really was liking the story, but I couldn't finish it because I just, for some reason, I can't listen to audiobooks anymore. I don't give them enough attention. At the beginning, I heard a lot of books that way, but in the beginning I was giving them attention. But now I just can't for some reason. I don't know why. I kind of like it more reading them, and having read it, um, I don't remember where uh, until where I read, but of course I'm gonna read it all over again. Oh, I found this one. I don't remember where I found this one. I think it was in a. I mean, looks new, but I think I bought it in a page, the book outlet page. I think it was there. The other book that I have, my TBR collection, is another book by Isaac Asimov, Foundation. And this one I bought it in a used bookstore that I have here near my house. Uh, you can notice the changes of color because I have white, there's white here, and I don't have a white balance thing here in the computer. So colors are gonna be changing. I'm gonna look blue, and then I'm gonna look like very bright like now because the sky, the sun, and the clouds outside. I'm in front of some windows. Anyway, I found that for like $2, and I just took it because it was Isaac Asimov, and because the book it's like the same length, so I thought it was kind of cool. And then I just found out it was kind of a part of a series of novels, the Foundation novels. I don't know what's this book about. I just bought it I'll read it someday. The other book that I have here, it's Our Little Racket by Angelica Baker or Angelica Baker. Um, I heard lots of good things about this book. I don't remember what it is about, and I'm really not going to read you all the synopsis of the books. But I bought the book in Book Outlet also. That's kind of the place that I used to buy certain books if I can find them very cheap. And this book's brand new. It was just like $4, $5, like very, very cheap. And also hardcover. So if you have read any of those books and you want to tell me what you think about it, just write it down below so we can have a little discussion. Now, this is the book. I just got it like right away. This book is one of the next books that I really want to read, and it's The Massacre of Mankind. This is the authorized sequel of War of the Worlds, much more bigger than War of the Worlds. And I really, really love this cover. Really love this cover. And I read War of the Worlds for the first time like a couple of weeks ago, and I talked about it in my Let's Talk About series. I talk a little bit about the book, what I thought about it, and the differences between the book and the movie with Tom Cruise, directed by Steven Spielberg. And I want to know what's going to happen now. I really liked a lot War of the Worlds. I want to know what's going to happen right now with when the Martians come back and massacre mankind. There's gonna be like only 2 people alive. But there's a man and a woman, so they can start just, having sex and having lots of people again. I don't know. Now, this one, it's pretty heavy. These are the Jane Austen complete novels. I found it gigantic book, which I think it's beautiful, and it's like a little bit like Gucci. I don't know if that's a word. But I found this in the used bookstore. It was for like $5, and it looks. I really love how this looks. I'm not gonna read this like this. I'm not gonna read any of these novels in this format because it's impossible. I mean, it's not impossible. It's possible, but I can't take this with me in my backpack. It's like, oh, let me just read a little bit of the book that I'm just gonna buy the book, the novels part, and read them. But it was so darn cheap, and it looks so gorgeous that I just took it. So I have it there, and when I'm prepared for some Jane Austen, I'll just can say I have all her novels. I haven't read them, but I have them all. But I haven't read them. The other book that I have is The Sellout by Paul Beatty. I heard a lot about this book. I don't know what it is. What's this book about? Again, but it was also cheap. It was in the same page that I told you before, and it's not that long. But for me, even 100 pages is like 2 weeks of reading. Now, the last book that I have is this one. This is a very, very tiny book. It's a collection of short stories by Mario Benedetti. It's Mario Benedetti, Esta Mañana y Otros Cuentos. This Morning and Other Short Stories. I don't know if that's how can I translate that to you, but this book was lent from a friend, and she went abroad also. This is another friend. She used to work with me, and she lent me the book, and I read the first story, but quite kind I didn't understand it. I just didn't understand it a lot. Mario Benedetti writes in a certain way that you have to like, what do you mean with each word? That's me. I didn't understand it, but I want to read it. It's not that I didn't like it. So I don't know if she remembers she lent me this book. I don't even know that she knows that I have a YouTube channel, because I don't tell anybody that I have a YouTube channel. I mean, it's kind of I'm kind of shy in that way because people know me. I mean, you know what you see here in this piece of on your screen, but I don't know. I'm just a little bit shy. But if for any circumstance you see me, I have your book, and I promise you, I'm gonna give you this book back if I see you again, and I hope I see you again. I mean, come on, you have to come on and pick up your book. Stop leaving things here. She lent the book to me in work, so anyway, that is my first shelf of books. Have you read any of those books? um, Let me know what you think, and probably we can. Anyway, when I read them, I'm gonna do the same thing I always do. That is talking about the book and what I thought about it and the way it was written, or the scenes and the story format. I'm gonna be talking about all of that. So thank you very much, and I'll see you again someday in the future after today. Doesn't matter what day you're looking at this video. Gracias, BookTube.